What's up, kings and queens? It's Dan from Dark Previews again. I've got another four picks for you. So, two player props, one same game multi, and one value play. So, let's get right into it. Bit of agenda for this one. I'll get through all the picks. Then, once the picks are done, I'll pop open the performance tracker so you can see how everything's been looking. Pretty decent day in the books. Hopefully, we get another one here. Firstly, I just want to apologize for the way that I sound. I've been sick as a dog this week. These Christmas parties been kicking my ass, but you got to push through. You got to keep digging. Got to keep creating some content, putting some value out there for the punters. But let's get straight into it, shall we? Our very first play of the night. I do like Clint Capella over 12.5 points. Now, my man, he's averaging 11 points per game on the season, and he's only covered this line at 43% from 23 games. His recent form has been great, though. He's covered in three straight games: Philly, Denver, and the Raptors. His form against the Raptors, though, has been great. Have a look at this. He's covered this line in three straight games, 13, 18, and 17 points. The 18 and the 17 points were in the two matchups so far this season. So, looking at the Raptors and how they've been defending bigs, they've been pretty soft, to be honest. Capella, Okongwu, Hardenstein, Nick Richards, Orlando Robinson, they've all covered their points lines against the Raptors in the last 7 days. Despite injuries to Jalen Johnson and Hunter, the Hawks, they're only playing an 8-man rotation, which means Clint Capella will see consistent minutes, barring foul trouble. So, my Lord, let's go, Clint Capella. If you appreciate me putting this out whilst I'm still sick, drop a comment in the comment section. It's flu game, baby. MJ did it. Halliburton did it. And I'm going to do it tonight. Flu game. Dafty, let's go. Our next pick, though, we're heading over to the Indiana game. Another big man. I'm like a Miles Turner. Over 8.5 rebounds in this one. So he's covered his rebound line at 50% so far this season from 22 games. He's averaging 8 rebounds per game. His numbers over his last 10 are great, though. Check this out. Over his last 10 games, he's covered this line in 7 of those, averaging 9 rebounds per game. But the lowest mark that he's achieved in his last 10 is 8. So he's up against the worst rebounding team in the league, in the Washington Wizards. They give up the most rebounds to centers in the league. I'm confident that Miles can pull down at least 9 rebounds here. Having a look at how centers have done against the Washington Wizards so far in December, Jonas Valanciunas had 18 rebounds against them. Joel Embiid in his most recent matchup had 11 rebounds, but that was in a blowout, which I predicted. Nick Claxton had 15 rebounds against them, and Joel Embiid in a close game had 13 rebounds. So absolutely crushing it. Miles Turner, I think he should get at least 10. We know that he's capable of it. I feel like this line's a little bit too low for me. So let's go Miles Turner. Comment flu game, baby. Flu game. Into our next pick, we've got a same game multi, same game parlay. And the reason why we have a same game, because I wasn't man enough to just take him straight on, but I've taken Jonas Valanciunas for over 9.5 rebounds and Brandon Ingram for over 19.5 points. So I was going to play these both at the individual lines, but I bitched it. But let me explain to you this pick. Firstly, a couple of graphics for you. Looking at rebounds for Jonas Valanciunas, the Hornets do allow the third most rebounds to centers this season. Jonas has terrific form against them. In his last 3 games against the Hornets, he's pulled down 19, 17, and 18 rebounds. It's pretty crazy. He's covered this line in 4 of his last 5 games, which you can see up on the screen. 10 against the Bulls, 11 against the Kings, only 3 against the Lakers. He didn't play many minutes in that one. 13 against the Timberwolves, and then 18 against the Washington Wizards. So I was going to take him for his overs, but playing it safe, going over that 9.5. Over to Brandon Ingram, the Hornets. They allow the 7th most points to shooting guards this season. Ingram also has a great record against the Hornets, scoring 30 and 28 points against them. The reason why I didn't take Ingram on his line right now is purely the Zion Williamson news. So he's questionable for this game. If Zion is confirmed out, I'd be jumping on Ingram straight away to cover his line. Given he's questionable, let's play this thing down to 19.5 points. Looking at this 20-point mark for Brandon Ingram, He's covered this at a 72% hit rate. If you look on the screen there, I think that's his rate this year. So 77% actually, he's hit this 17 from 22 games so far this year. Going back to his last 68 games, you can see he's averaging 24.5 points per game, 74% hit rate. Let's go. Let's give it to me. Brandon Ingram, 20 points. Jonas Valanciunas, 10 boards. You can get that for $1.90 minus 110. How do you like it? Now, into our value play of the day. We're going with Scotty Barnes. So, Scotty Barnes, I'm going to be playing his rebounds probably as a single or his points or rebounds. I haven't decided yet. But as a value play, we're going to take Scotty Barnes for 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 3-pointers made. That's $4.33, or plus 333 odds for those you in the US. Now, these teams just played each other 2 days ago. Scotty Barnes pulled in 27 points, 10 rebounds, and he covered his points and rebounds line for the third consecutive game against the Atlanta Hawks. One thing I found interesting about his rebound is these teams on the season, they shoot 46% from the field. In their last matchup, they both shot well over that. I think the Hawks were at 48% and the Raptors almost 58%, which is why it was such a high-scoring game, but that also meant there were less rebound opportunities. The Hawks don't have anyone with the size to stop Scotty Barnes when he comes to driving to the rack and keeping off the board. Just sharing a bit of a visual on a couple of things here. I know Scotty is listed as a small forward, but watching them, the way that he plays, he is more of a 4. Siakam is a 3. But either way, those positions are very much the same these days. Looking against power forwards, though, the Hawks do allow the 4th most points and the 3rd most rebounds. They allow a ton of assists too, although the Raptors literally have 4 guys who can rack up the assists, so I chose not to touch Scotty's assist line. Taking him to make 2 3-pointers made, as this is a new weapon he's added to his arsenal this year, and he's been quite consistent with it. So, as you can see here, the first one on this side here, we've got Scotty Barnes, 22.5 points. That's his last 4 games against Atlanta. The last 3 he's absolutely covered. So we're only asking for 25. Same thing with his rebounds. We're only asking for 10. He's covered that in his last 3. And if we see some regression in the field goal percentage aspect from both teams, more rebound opportunities for Scotty. And then that last one is his 3-pointers made. That's just his last 5 games. Over his last 5 games, he's hit 2 3-pointers in every single one of them. So let's go, Scotty. But let me know what you think about that one. Tal, if you're not, either way, it doesn't bother me. I also dropped a different type of video today, which you guys should check out. It's a simple strategy on picking NBA player props. It's pretty much what I do to get a short list of players sometimes. It's not the full strategy, but I think for those of you starting out or not very familiar with doing your own research, I think it's a great place to start. It's a NBA winning player prop strategy video that I've put out. You can find it on my channel. But look, best of luck to us. If you're interested in seeing everything else that I get on, jump into the Discord. You can tell all my picks there, or you can tell here on YouTube. I will have a YouTube short out tomorrow. Before the games. It will probably be another value play that I find. If I don't find another one, I'll probably just put the Scotty Barnes one up. So for those of you tuning in here, lucky you. But before I let you guys go, as promised, let's do a quick recap. So we went 1 and 2 on the singles. I had Tatum 8 rebounds and 4 assists. He had 11 rebounds, finished on 3 assists, so that was painful. We needed Porzingis to hit an open 3, but it didn't happen. Malik Monk scored over 14.5 points. I said that he's a beast at home, and he absolutely killed it today. We had Domantas Sabonis over 7.5 assists. I kid you not, he was on like 6 or 7 assists at halftime and didn't get an assist in the second half. It was absolutely disgusting. SGA and De'Aaron Fox just turned into this one-on-one duel, and Sabonis was doing nothing but grabbing rebounds. So that was pretty disappointing. But the hero of the day, so this was a pinned comment that I put up after the video. It was a value play for Nikola Jokic. We had him under 28.5 points, over 13.5 rebounds, and over 9.5 assists, and that cash $6.75 plus $5.75 for those in US. It was pretty awesome. So 3.5 units profit on the day on the YouTube stuff. Takes this total to 45 units profit on the season. The singles still doing work, 9.3 units profit. The same games haven't been great, but I am going to keep playing them. The value play is obviously where we're going to drive the most profit, but at the same time, you can't, pick one of those every single day. So got to be selective with those ones, and I'll continue to drop them when I find some value. But Hopefully, you guys are tailing when you see them. If you have any thoughts on the video or you just want to comment Flu Game, please do. Hit like, subscribe to the channel because your boy's getting busy. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.